we have 2 vacated seats in, that we need to fill, and that's not on the agenda, but with Janae on the phone, we should have a quorum. So with that, I'm going to bring the meeting to order, if that's okay. So let's call the meeting to order and go through the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, great. All right, you want to introduce yourself, Janae?
Yes, this is Janae Hayes, representative of the North Broad area.
All right, great. Glad to have you here.
Phil Kaiser from south of the Broad.
I'm Bruce Yeager. I am south of the Broad.
Mark Renix, north of the Broad.
Scott Schnee, Athletic Supervisor, Bluffton.
Bob Rosick, athletic supervisor, south of the river.
Taxpayer.
North of the Broad.
Well, we always like taxpayers.
Yeah, Kurt Browning, the superintendent.
Marissa Friedman, Program Manager.
Gavin Housemate.
Jeremy Way, marketing coordinator.
Eric Brown, Parks and Recreation Director.
All right, nice to have you here.
Angela Burnett, Aquatic Manager.
Dale Butts, assistant county administrator.
Heather Clint, Administration Department.
All right, great. Well, thanks everybody for being here today. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda? I do want to note that I'd like to put something in here in terms of addressing our open spots. If I could amend the agenda, I don't know, I guess we could make it,
Organizational update.
yeah, we can put it in under there, but addressing the board vacancies. Just like to add that to that. Could I get a motion to approve the agenda with that change, please?
Make a motion to approve with the agenda with the additions of the board vacancies.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Okay, do we have anyone here from public comment? I would presume that our taxpayer would be here for public comment. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, feel free to go up in front, give us your name, address us, and I think we hold these to 3 minutes, basically, so.
I'm with the SOAR representative, and I would be potentially interested in a vacancy. We can discuss that some other time. Mike Chambers, I live in St. Helena. I was very involved with PTI and SOAR, special needs, with a tennis program about 3 years ago for about 3 years. I am here because I want to start up working with Bill Love and going through you guys to reserve these courts for this purpose, for volunteers like myself to teach these kids how to play tennis. Now I'm looking at pickleball so that they can then participate and go into higher level competition, which is usually in Hilton Head for nationals and so forth. When we were starting to get this conversation going, no, you have to pay $50. We're getting volunteers to help out these individuals. I'm not looking to spend my time raising money for it. We didn't have to do it in the past. I don't know why we have to do it now.
Well, in general, we have a rental facility fee for all of our facilities, and one of the responsibilities of this board is to set those fees, And then if there's any waiver of any fee for whatever reason, the board needs to be addressed and a formal proposal needs to be provided, which we will act on. I've been on this board for quite some time, and this is the first time I've met you, so again, it's neither here nor there, but you have a specific program in place, or are you putting a program together, or, I mean, where do you stand on that?
It's ready to go. The only hurdle is now for us to see if you would approve that, like in prior years when we did the same program, but tennis and using the same facility and only the 2 tennis courts. Now it's 1 tennis court and 2 pickleball courts. We're looking for a sign to be placed so that the 2 pickleball courts are reserved for these 5 weeks on this day for this hour. That's it.
So specifically, I mean, usually, and again, when someone comes in here, they basically tell us the name of the organization, what specific days they want, and what specific times.
And we've had a communication with 1 or 2 of your individuals and that email, and I have all of that. That is a specific day, a specific hour for starts on this
Okay,
week.
so can you articulate that to us right here, right now? Is that,
I do remember that. I used to go there and have to put those signs up at the courts.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have it on my phone.
and this is 100% volunteer organization, and where do we stand when volunteers are utilizing, when we have a volunteer group utilizing our facilities, that's fine, but where do we stand with liability issues and other things?
That's why we're going as a partner here through SOAR, the local special needs and all of that. I've spent 3 hours going through all that process, and again, I have been a coach in the past, so we are covered from a I want that too. So we are covered from a liability perspective.
Okay, so you need the south side location due to transportation?
No, the transportation is being provided by your counterparts in the Beaufort County Disabilities and Special Needs. They are organizing their end, who's going to attend. They'll have the names. They put them in a bus. They drive them over to the south side. We, the volunteers, take over with 1 or 2 of their people staying there as well, and we have an hour program, and then they bus them back.
Okay, so you're requesting 5, this is a 5-week program?
Yes.
And so,
It's Tuesday at 10:30 to 11:30, the 23rd. Again, I don't have my phone with me or whatever. It goes for 5 weeks to May 20-something.
okay, all right, so we've got, you want to use Southside, you want to use 2 pickleball courts for 5 consecutive weeks?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
For a 1-hour period?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so essentially you're talking about 10 hours of pickle court time over a 5-week period?
1 hour once a week.
Yeah, so 10 hours of rental, basically. Okay, because you're coming 5 times and you've got 2 courts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Got you there.
All right.
Understand.
All right, I'm somewhat aware of the background a little bit on this, and I know that we had offered up as a potential location Burton Wells because we have 16 pickleball courts there.
So now to be optimistic, not factual, I was able to take the tennis program and really get it going. So I see the potential of this, not just pickleball, but potentially it could be tennis too. But with kids in the schools, there's a lot of logistics. So I'm starting here and I'm looking to do a fall program. I believe what's going to happen is that there's going to be 10, 12 participants in the spring, and then it's going to be gaining interest, and I think it could mushroom into twice as many participants, and we might need 2 days a week. So I think the potential is there for, and it's because, again, I've done 3 years here and 3 years up in Delaware with special needs tennis, and it really grew. Pickleball is a sport that is going to be if you know anything about pickleball, if you've, I'm sure, heard about it, it's incredibly popular and it's a little easier to play. So I think that these special needs people will embrace it more, and it will become a little bit bigger in the fall and beyond. That's why I was more, we didn't pay a rent fee before, now we are, and I think we can't afford to the raising that money if it does indeed, we start it and it starts growing.
Well, we're clearly in support of recreation for disabled folks, people with disabilities in the community, and want to support that. And if the program, at least in my opinion, is not being charged no one's being charged any fees for it, I mean, I think that would make it available for a waiver of some sort. Does someone want to make a motion here in terms of what we should do here? Or recommend? Go ahead, Johnny.
The question is, who's responsible for the liability for the participants?
Yeah, we asked that question, Johnny, and they're going to do this under the group SOAR. Apparently, they're going to be the official person who's going to be putting this program on, apparently, and anything that we would do would be subject to them having the proper insurances. Go right ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we love the fact that someone wants to come and have a program as such, but there's a few legal issues I want to address and then make sure that we can tackle. One is I want to make sure that the liability is in place before we get started, so staff would have to make sure that that is done. On those kids that's going to be participating, the liability form would have to be done. Two, if it's going to blow up the way he's saying it's going to blow up, then I would prefer that this go to a site that actually specializes in pickleball. Because what happens now is he's here today, but the people who play tennis at the other site, they'll be here tomorrow saying, now we don't get a chance to use it because it's so big, and now you've impeded on tennis courts. So I want to make sure that we...
It's a very valid point, and I missed my connection when you talked about Burton. That I think that when and if and when it does grow, then the logistics of traveling to Burton makes more sense with the 6 courts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just need that on record because we don't want to come to you later on and say you can no longer play here because of the size of it. Now it needs to go where there's actually pickleball being played.
It makes sense. It's just for the volunteers starting up right now, it's a logistical thing. It's closer to the people I know that are being willing to volunteer. I think as this goes and they feel it and they love it, they'll be more willing to travel a little further.
And I'm not against it. I embrace it, but I just want to make sure that Beaufort County Parks and Recreation is protected by any liability issues. So we want to make sure that that's ironed out first because we are dealing
Do you have
with
an answer on that
special needs.
specifically?
Well, I don't think we need to do that. I think what we can do is we can make a motion. We can approve the group SOAR, provided you're under that group, for these specific dates on these specific, this specific 5 instances at that particular hours, provided that you meet the criteria for insurance and everything else, and that if the program, we
Right.
at this level are not giving just overall fee waivers for, the future. We're giving fee waivers for this particular request,
launching-
and I think that will cover us in that fashion.
The inaugural pickleball program
Yeah.
for 5 weeks, period, 1 court.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Any more discussion?
I think we need to deal with it for this request.
Yes.
Then we'll look at, if it
Right.
expands, we'll look at other possibilities, either moving Burton Wells or...
I understand. I respect that. Appreciate it.
You were making a motion.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we waive the fees for the pickleball courts at Southside for the dates that were mentioned for the 1 hour for 5 weeks straight, as long as the liability with SOAR issues are worked out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And thank you. So my point of contact
your point of contact will be Heather, and through the normal channel. All right, and hopefully it'll be very successful, and you'll come back to us again in the fall, and we'll have something else that we can review. Okay, thank you. All right, do we have anybody else here for public comment? All right, very good. Review and approval of the November minutes. Actually, these minutes wouldn't these be the February minutes?
Yeah, February 8th.
Yeah, so that's another adjustment to the agenda that we approved, guys. Come on. February 8th, all right.
Yeah, I move that we approve the minutes. I read them when she sent them.
All right, I had one comment on the minutes, and I had a couple small things, and they were quite, nice job there, Heather, they're very long. We apparently talked quite a bit at the last meeting. The only question that I had, I said something about pools, that the county had put $3 million into the pool. Some clarity there, was that all 3 pools? Or was that the Bluffton pool?
I think that was all 3.
Yeah, I think was.
Another 2 to all. Okay, so I just add an S at the end of that, so we know that. And then the other thing was the announcements here. The next board meeting would be today, March 13th in Bluffton. That's all I had, so. All right. Can I get a motion to approve
Make a
these?
motion that we approve the minutes?
Second.
All in favor?
Let me just say one thing. I caught what you said there, Bruce, we talked a lot last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. They're long, yeah. All right, very good. So the motion passes to approve the minutes. All right, of the last meeting. So, yeah, I think we got,
I suggest we go up vary from the agenda and have Dale introduce the new director.
yes, please, thank you, that's fantastic. Dale, please introduce our new director who we're so happy is here.
Or he is
Me
too.
both. Thank you very much. I am pleased to announce that Mr. Eric Brown is our new Parks and Rec Director. He began work on Monday of this week, going through orientation and that sort of thing. And then we introduced him to County Council on Monday evening. Interim County Administrator John Robinson did those honors, and he said of Mr. Brown, when we were tasked with filling this crucial vacancy, I asked the hiring team to bring me a leader, and I believe that they have done that. And we look forward to the increased vitality that will come with Mr. Brown's arrival to our Parks and Recreation Department. Eric hails from South Florida, where he has over 35 years experience in Parks and Rec with the city of Hollywood and the city of Dania Beach. He is highly motivated, enjoys implementing creative ideas and new programs, and I wish you guys on the board could have seen him in our staff meeting just prior to this. It was, some of that was on display, and I think you're going to be very pleased moving forward with Mr. Brown's leadership. He's been married for 30 years, father of 2 adult daughters, and I know that he's happy to be here, so I'm going to sit down and let him say a few words to you. Eric?
Good afternoon, and yes, I am delighted to be here. I look forward to all the great things that will take place in Beaufort County Parks and Recreation, and I look forward to working with you guys in the near future, very, very near future. So, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We're very happy that you're here.
Awesome.
All right. Athletics update.
So in Bluffton, right now we currently have lacrosse is playing, our 12 and 14 U's. They've been playing for 2 weeks now. The 10 and 14 the 8 and 12, 8 and 10 get started in 2 weeks. We also have our adult volleyball program going on right now, as well as youth baseball and softball. Our soccer and flag football programs, they started practicing last week, and they're scheduled to start April 6th with their first games. As far as tournaments, our 8U boys and our 8U girls, they both made it to the state championship game and unfortunately lost. Our 12U Beaufort County team, they played in Greenwood and they lost 2 games in a row and they were knocked out. But
besides the Beaufort County 12U team, we didn't have any that made it to state from Beaufort itself. But no, we got spring sports gearing up too. Baseball, we were just a week behind Bluffton, so we're starting on Monday because we were waiting for some uniforms to come in. They're all in, so we're getting that started on Monday. We have seen numbers go up in all of our sports this season. It's been spectacular. I expect that number to keep going up because apartment complexes and houses just keep popping up in Beaufort all over the place. So that should be good. We got a meeting on Friday, myself and the other 2 athletic employees in Beaufort with a guy to see what kind of traction we can gear up for lacrosse to maybe potentially start a program in Beaufort for that. And then over the summer, we are going to open up men's softball, just a men's league to run with our co-ed, and we're going to run kickball over the summer as well.
So you didn't have softball last year in Beaufort?
We run co-ed
Right, oh yeah.
every summer, but we haven't done men's league. So we're going to run one over the summer so that way it doesn't overlap with Bluffton's because there's a lot of people that travel from Beaufort to play in Bluffton. So we don't want to take away from any of that. So
Right.
we're going to run different timing on season. We're just going to see what kind of interest we get in the men's league, and if it's something we can build on, we're going to try and build on it.
And where would they play? They play Burton Wells?
Burton Wells or Old Burton Wells. We might have to spread them out a little bit because we will be running our Dixie Boys season that time as well. Plus we'll have co-ed, plus we'll have kickball going. So we're just going to have to kind of sprinkle them around to some of those fields wherever we can kind of get them in. But I'd try to keep everything at Burton Wells if I can.
Good,
If we can, sorry.
good. All right, fantastic. Any questions for these guys? Thank you. Aquatics.
One more.
Oh, Junior. Summer camp.
New slide. Yep. So we have pivoted for our summer camps. So we are open to the general public as of yesterday at midnight. Basically 3 different types of camps, sports, arts and crafts, and then a combination of the 2. At Bluffton Center, in Burton Wells, and on the islands, Breville at Scott. So you can see here our current numbers after 24 hours. We're roughly 50% full in the Bluffton side, a little slower on the Beaufort side, but we're looking forward to a good summer, good positive feedback from the general public about having this opportunity that they haven't had in the past. But we're excited for this new program.
Great. Hello.
Okay, so for the pools, Battery Creek, everything has pretty much been the same from the last month. Our program, that they are finishing up Battery Creek this month. So, for our Beaufort pool, swim lessons are going to be starting up soon for the school swim lessons. Their ISR program as well is finishing up this month as well for them. Everything else has pretty much been the same with water aerobics at that pool and swim lessons. Our Bluffton pool, right now they're still doing our school swim lessons going on. The regular swim lessons in the afternoon have just finished up. And then we have our Finn swim team and our low country autistic.
Are all the pools pretty much wide open at this point?
We are wanting to get Battery Creek and Beaufort Pool up and running all 6 days. I'm thinking we have enough staff to do that, so I want to move forward with that.
Right.
The classes that we're offering are still group private swim lessons, stroke improvement classes, CPR, and water safety instructor classes. About the pools?
Are you involved with the school district in the contract with the pools at all, or?
We are with them with the school swim lessons.
Right.
So they come to us every so often with the school swim lessons. That's throughout the entire county.
Yeah, I thought that we had renegotiated that contract for, I didn't know for how long. Carlos probably could have told us that, right? Do you have any idea, Dale?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to check with Hank. I know it was extended, but that's all I know
Okay,
right now.
all right, great. All right.
Okay, so for our Bluffton pool, the projects are supposed to be starting, moving forward. The Bluffton pool is going to be closing soon. We don't have the exact date yet, but when it does close, it'll be closed for about 6 to 8 months. Once they finish that project, then they'll move forward to the Beaufort and Battery Creek pool as well.
Are all the people who are utilizing the Bluffton pool aware of all that?
The locals are aware of it, yes. We have not posted anything because we don't know a date, so we didn't want to give them information that we didn't know.
What about the Finns and all the swim?
They are aware, swim team's aware, the autistic group is aware, our swim lessons are aware. So all the programs that are physically going on right now are fully aware of that.
So what are their alternatives during this period of time? Are we going to service them? Are they going to go to Beaufort, or are they going to go? So that's all covered? So we won't be getting, Heather won't be getting crazy calls about why is the pool closed? Yeah.
Your calls.
All right.
But yes, the swim team is planning on going to our Battery Creek and Beaufort pool.
Okay. Because 8 months, that's a long time.
It is.
It's a
I think the
long
last time Bluffton was closed, it was closed for what?
I want to say about 4 or 5 months,
Yeah, so this is,
a
okay.
bit longer.
What else can be done?
From what I'm informed about is they're finishing up with the roof, they're putting insulation, all the sliding doors are going to be taken away, and an actual wall is being put up, and then the bathrooms will be remodeled.
Bluffton and May River swim teams know that.
They would have to go somewhere else because swim team season starts towards the end of June, beginning of July, so they would definitely have to go to another pool. But their swim coach, which is George, he's aware of that as well.
Okay. So we've notified everybody
Correct.
that the closure is coming. We just don't know exactly
Don't know the
when.
exact date.
Okay, so they can find alternative places. Okay,
We're hoping that we will find the information really soon, and once we do, we'll post it.
all right. But we're offering up our other county facilities as well, to the extent it's not taking away from the public, is that?
Correct. So the moment the Bluffton pool closes, our plan was to open the other pools right away the moment they close, but I'm in the impression that I can start opening up the other pools really soon.
Good. All right. Great, thank you. Any other questions? All right, very good. All right, the other thing I wanted to add in here is our board has 2 openings on it. We have one of our members is a representative from the military, and Bill Brown, who formerly was that member, retired. And unfortunately, he didn't really notify us that he retired. And he was very hard to get a hold of, but we've gotten a hold of him. Heather has, I have. There is someone who's in his former job as rec director over at the base. So we're investigating filling that slot with someone over there from the military. And then Robbie Schock, who never made a meeting, but he's out as well. His schedule was not conducive. So we're going to have one opening, and Phil, I think, was an at-large member before. Now he's south of the Broad designee. So we're going to take nominations for an at-large member who can be north or south of the Broad. So Heather, whatever you need to do to notify the boards that that's open. If anybody has any recommendations for someone who you feel is would be helpful on this board, serving the community, clearly give those to Heather, and then Heather can direct them to how to apply. Yes, Mr.
Oh, no, please, go ahead.
Okay, so,
I was thinking out loud. Go ahead.
okay, all right, so that's all I have in that regard. Does anybody have anything else for the good of the cause here while we're here?
I think we need female representation on the board,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
The possible replacement for Bill out of.
Well, and it probably would be good to,
Or to have two.
yeah, and it, so again, yeah, female, we're not excluding males, but yes, it would be nice to have some diversity on the board in terms of gender diversity, I guess. Okay. All right. Does anyone have anything else good for the cause here? All right. Again, I want to welcome Eric, and we're just so pleased. I want to thank Phil. Phil sat in, I believe, and was part of the interviewing process. He's got a lot of experience there, so we're just so excited to have you here, and look forward to great things from you.
Yes.
So with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion passed. Thank you all for attending today. I appreciate it.